So while total damage estimates from Naperville and Woodridge in the aftermath of last month's damaging tornado have yet to be totaled, we do know this, that both DuPage County communities suffered devastating tree losses.
And there are concerns this morning that the impact in the western suburbs, that's going to be felt for years to come. So joining us to talk about what's happening over there is Geoffrey Donovan. He is with the United States Forest Service. Good morning to you, Geoffrey. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure. A lot of people calling this a tree apocalypse. What can you tell us about the level of devastation to the tree population with something like this?
Well, you're going to have this big impact on the ecosystem, but I think what's the bigger impact really is on the people living in the communities, because trees provide a really surprising range of benefits. So when you get damage like this, you're really going to see a major loss in benefits that's going to be felt for some time.
You know, I live just 6 miles from where one of the most devastated areas in the viewing area that was struck on that fateful Sunday night. And I've heard since that it might be years before we see the tree population come back. Why does it take so long?
Well, just because trees themselves take so long to grow, obviously. You're not going to get the same benefits. Well, for example, imagine the air pollution benefits that you get from a tree. A small sapling just isn't going to absorb as much pollution as a mature tree because the leaf area is smaller. So unfortunately, it just takes time for us to get the mature trees that we really benefit from the most.
And so in the meantime, what will people who live in that area, what will they see less of, or what won't they be seeing as much as a result of the fact that they're all gone?
Well, it's a good question, and we get a range of benefits from trees, and some are pretty intuitive. So increased home values or reduced summertime cooling costs. But you also have some surprising benefits. So increased public health, reduced crime. So those benefits may be reduced for some time in these communities.
Increased public health. Explain that one.
Well, and the crime caught my eye as well, or my ear.
Yeah, they are. They're both surprising ones. Well, public health, there's now been hundreds of studies showing that people living in greener neighborhoods are healthier because trees can do a number of things. They can reduce air pollution. They can reduce our stress. People living in greener neighborhoods are more likely to exercise, even have a greater sense of community. And we know that loneliness can kill you. And also, well, interestingly, trees and crime, the iconic study on trees and crime was done in Chicago in 2001 by Francis Crowe and Bill Sullivan. And they were the first to show that areas with more trees tend to have lower crime. So there really is, trees really do provide this really a broad spectrum of benefits. And it's such a shame when you see so many trees get lost in this fashion.
Boy, you've educated me this morning.
Yeah.
I had no idea a correlation between crime and overall health. Just on a personal note, Geoffrey, I understand on Monday it was 116 out there in Oregon. They haven't seen anything like that since the mid-60s. But you say it's cooled down quite a bit. What's the high for today?
Well, I'm looking out the window now, and it looks like there might have even been some rain and possibly high 80s or low 90s. So, positively cool in comparison. So, yeah, it was a bit bleak on Monday, I have to say.
Yeah, that's a sizzler, especially in the Pacific Northwest. Well, great stuff on trees. Thanks so much for joining us.
Very interesting. Thanks again.
Not at all. It's been a